But why is this something that the average American should pay attention to?
Well, first, I think that our foreign policy is always at its best when it's firmly grounded in the moral principles of the foundation of our country: liberty and freedom and respect for human rights and the dignity of all people. When that is violated anywhere in the world, we should speak strongly against it. Now, I'm not advocating that the U.S. get involved here militarily, but I am advocating that we should take a forceful stand on behalf of the rightful ambitions of the people of Venezuela to be free and to not have to live under this sort of repressive government. Beyond that, I would add that this current government in Venezuela acts as an enemy of the United States. They constantly line up with the worst and rogue elements in the world. They're always voting with Iran, they vote with Russia, they vote with North Korea, not just against our interests, but against the interests of mankind everywhere. And so I think for those reasons alone, we should care about what our government stance is towards this country and towards what that government is doing. And so far under this administration, the stance has been silence.
What do you hope to achieve with the sanctions that you are proposing? Is it regime change?
Well, look, I think ultimately it's up to the people of Venezuela to decide what kind of future that they want. But I certainly think there should be consequences from our foreign policy as to the attitude that the government of Venezuela is taking towards the people of that country. I mean, look, they are arming militia groups following the Cuban model. They arm these militias, they put them on motorcycles, they then go into the streets and they indiscriminately shoot and attack people. And then they hide behind the fact that the government says, oh, those are groups that are not affiliated with government. Not only are they affiliated by the government, they were organized and created by the government. We need to speak forcefully against that. If the U.S. and our foreign policy is not going to be on the side of people who are seeking freedom, one nation in the world will be.
What about the opposition and the role that they're taking? We had someone at this table yesterday who told us that the opposition seems to be fractured. If there were to be a regime change, would they be able to come in and actually fill that place successfully of the Maduro regime?
Well, look, certainly there are different elements in the opposition, and they will have to work that out. In a free and democratic country, people have elections, and you determine that, and you have to work through those issues. We're not here to impose on anyone who the next leaders of Venezuela should be. We just know and we believe that any government that represses its own people is an illegitimate government, and we should say so clearly and forcefully. And ultimately, it's up to the Venezuelan people to decide who they want instead. There is divisions within the opposition. I think that Maduro regime tries to take advantage of that from time to time. But I'll tell you what they're united behind, and that is the notion that Venezuela should have freedom, that they should no longer have a puppet government of the Cuban regime, and that their rights should be respected.
A key leader for the opposition is Enrique Capriles.